Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of the Taboo Table. As always, I'm Jess.
And we go Lowlah.
And we've got a special guest with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jemimah.
Jemimah? Just Jemimah?
Jemimah, Lowlah.
That's it?
Yeah.
What are we calling you today?
We'll go with Jemimah.
Okay, we'll say Jemimah. Okay, so we've got an interesting topic to delve into. You brought it actually to the table.
Yes.
You've got a lot more experience on this. Actually, both of you do than I do, because whenever I travel, I only go to Ghana.
Really?
That's the only place I go. Girl, I've never left Africa. I've never left Europe. Like, I don't go anywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Whether it's west or south or east, I always go Africa.
Oh my god.
But before we jump into that, we've got a question for you. She was like, who, me? Yes, you, honey. Go on.
So, if you could travel around the world with any celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, any celebrity?
Yeah, anyone, go.
Can I have two? I'm greedy. Okay, any celebrity. I think it would probably have to be either Meg or Cardi. I'm not sure which one you think. Maybe Meg, just because she's lit. She knows how to have a good time. She's always turned. And I just like the vibes. So yeah, and I think Cardi's the same, to be honest. So
I think that would be my nightmare.
Nightmare.
Yes,
Oh
swear
no!
to God.
Really?
Give that all day. No, so I can't.
I feel that true.
I go on holiday to relax. Yes, I enjoy going out, but I can't have. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
I like
Girl.
both. Okay, I think I'd go with
No.
Meg. I like a bit of both. I like
I think that would be
to.
a legit.
I like
But
to
I'll need
relax.
a break after like.
Yeah, that's
fine.
thinking
That's what I'm
all the
saying.
You need a
parties.
holiday after your holiday. That's okay.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's fine.
Who would you take?
I'm not sure. Maybe Drake.
Drake.
How you like?
Drake.
His name is Jane. You want to go with Drake for?
Drake that was hiding his role from the kid. Now hiding.
Thank you, girl.
Was hiding the world. Which one was hiding?
Hiding you as well, cha.
Yeah, I think I'll say Drake.
Maybe
or
'cause
Rihanna. Either one.
Really
I feel
be
like,
fun.
I feel like those people have more access to like a lot.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the world, like for real,
Go
real,
with
yeah,
them, yeah.
I would probably go. I
What
agree.
about you?
Who would I travel with? What celebrity? I don't think I like any celebrity
I hear that.
like that. I'll be honest with you.
No guy.
Oh,
Anyway.
girl.
You're traveling around the world. Hello.
Yeah.
Whoever's got the most money.
I hear that. I
Yeah, because I want to go on the jets. I want to, do the most.
Live the
Live
lifestyle.
the life.
So
Yeah.
maybe like Kylie.
Oh,
She don't seem too loud.
I don't know. See me, I get really picky about
don't
who
know.
I travel with, because I just like, you're gonna annoy me. You're gonna annoy
I
me.
don't know for a travel.
If Kylie could be quiet,
Just because the probably
yes.
like
I
age
don't think she's
difference,
even
I'm like,
that talkative.
I know, but they're
from what
like,
I've seen.
oh
No,
my
Kylie,
God.
I don't know. I don't really see
I
much
like
of personality.
Kylie. Yeah, Kylie seems nice, but I don't know if I
All
want
right,
to travel.
all right, the billionaire can come.
The millionaire can come.
She can come. She can join me. That'd be alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with that.
Yes.
Okay, so like I said, Lowlah brought this topic on the table, and actually, at first when you mentioned it, I was like, do I actually? Well, I mean, what do we have to talk about? But then, the more we spoke, the more I was just like, actually, this should be going on quite a bit.
Yes.
So, what's the topic?
Well, today's topic is traveling while black, and we know that you love to travel, you're a travel connoisseur, and I feel like a lot of people in our generation are getting into the habit where they're traveling much often. But I'm like, do we see?
Do we actually know what goes on when we travel whilst black? And it's a unique experience because not everybody experiences what we go through.
No.
When we travel, and I just want to get into the good. So first of all, like, how did you get the traveling bug? Like, what initiated this whole I must leave London every 2 days behaviour?
Oh, I don't know actually. I think it comes from I like to be everywhere and I like to do everything. So for me, it was just like, why am I here? This is like, it's London. Okay, I know what it is. It's cool, but it's the ghetto. Like, I'm trying to be up
in the sky,
out of here. And I like flying. Like, I actually quite enjoy like just getting on a plane or like packing my suitcase and just knowing.
Going through there that you're going somewhere.
Do you know what I mean? It's an adventure. I think one of my first holiday without my parents when I was like 17 or 18, and it was like a girls trip, just to Malia, and then from there it was like 6 of us girls, had a good time. Bit of tension on the trip. I think as you can happen sometimes with girls. But for me it was just like, okay, cool, like I've been able to come out here, have a good time, manage myself, like I know what to do and how to handle myself. We had a run-in with police while we were out there, which was an interesting experience. But yeah, no, from then it was just like, okay, cool, next trip next year. And then it got more frequent, and then it was just like, yeah, I like this.
Do you go with people all the time, or is it just yourself?
My first solo trip was actually this year.
Wow.
So yeah, it was actually this year, prior to lockdown really shutting everything and everyone down. Yeah, my first solo trip was this year, and that was to Athens. But yeah, apart from that, I usually do go with someone.
Is it a day or is it girls?
Oh, okay, no, it depends. It literally depends. Like, whoever, listen, I'm like, girls, I'm going on holiday, do you want to come with me? If I don't get a response, yo,
yes. Because I was going to say, I don't know how you just said that, you know, this year's been your first solo trip, but I don't know how you even get people to go on trips, because I find that with like people, it's always, I'm coming, and then I'm not, and then the whole trip falls apart.
Last minute. I mean, for me, I don't think I'm quite brave enough to go on a solo trip yet. But I understand that feeling of not. Sometimes your whole crew can't come on holiday with you, so it's like, I want to go now. This is when I feel like going.
Yeah,
so it's not going to stop you. But I don't know if I'm that brave.
Actually, like one of my best friends, her name's Sarah. We have like a travel page together. We actually started because I think the first time that we kind of started wanting to travel together was she told me she was going to Thailand, and I was like, so you're going by yourself to Thailand?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm going by myself. And I was like, no, you're not. I'm coming with you. And that was it. So we went to Thailand together, we booked it. She's great at organising, and she used to work for a travel company. So it made life a lot easier. But from then it was just like, all right, cool. So whenever I want to go somewhere, she wants to go somewhere. It's like,
so that's your partner in travelling, basically.
For the most part. Usually we do like one big holiday a year. And then we might do smaller ones separately and things like that. We might invite other people for our bigger holidays, and like we were supposed to go to Jamaica, Canada and Antigua this year. But yeah, rescheduled 2021.
COVID said
we move next year.
Fingers crossed.
What's the time span that you normally spend? And what's the most time you spend, and what's the least time you spent while travelling?
The most. So usually our big trips are like 3 weeks. Yeah, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The shorter ones, anywhere from, I think, Paris for 3 days or 2 days.
It's not a weekly thing, is it?
Yeah, I'm not going for a whole week to Paris. I'll get bored. So it depends. Like for me, it's just like you don't have time to always wait for people to do something.
I agree.
If you want to go by yourself, just go.
Have to do it.
You literally just have to say, oh, pack my bags, no one has come with me, it's going to do it. Just going to shoot my shot, and then you can meet people out there.
Have you gone on a solo trip before?
Never. I've even when I travel like as the adult, because obviously I travel my style, I feel nervous that, okay, so it's on me. Do you know what I mean? I still want another adult to be responsible for me. So yeah, I don't see the solo trip thing happening anytime soon. Do you know what? The first time I wanted to go on a solo trip is this year though, because I felt like no matter what was going on, I needed to get away from this madness, this corona thing, and I was just so desperate. I was just like, I can actually see myself booking
a flight.
I can go for a solo trip to Nigeria. It's because
that's different. You know people there.
That's down the road. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. That's why, because I'll feel comfortable.
But I've done. If that's a solo trip, I've done solo trips to Ghana.
I think you have to start, in terms of going on a solo trip to somewhere perhaps that you haven't been before, like maybe you start small. Like you would start maybe in Europe, you'd go to maybe somewhere you've been before with someone else. So like for instance, I've been to Barcelona like 3 or 4 times. That's somewhere I'd feel very comfortable going again by myself, because now I know what to do, how to meet people, where I can go out to meet people, and like, you know, just things to do. Athens I hadn't been to with anyone before. But I don't know I think because I was like, it's Europe, it's down the road, it's fine.
So what's that happening?
Do you know what I mean? So I'll make friends. Or to be honest, I wasn't even looking to make friends on this trip. But somehow you meet someone, you're like, oh, do you want to go for lunch, or do you want to see this site, or you know?
I do like meeting new people.
I like that, but I just feel like they're gonna sell me to the sex trade.
What?
You just feel they left.
No, because Have you watched Taken before?
I have watched Taken.
See, and my thing is like, that was France, wasn't it? When she went France.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, and I always feel like them solo trips, they're gonna eye me and
they're gonna pick
gonna
you
say,
out.
You have to.
I've watched these movies. I've watched a couple of movies like that where the tourists go and then they get chopped up or they get taken.
Do you know what it is? So one thing I will say as well, that you have to have like tips and stuff when you're traveling by yourself.
Right.
So, like when I went to Athens, I remember I almost got pickpocketed.
Yeah,
I was like, I was on FaceTime to my friends. He'd obviously seen me put my phone in my pocket whilst I was walking down. I was at the Colosseum or whatever it was, so that's Rome. I was at the Athenaeum, and he just saw me walking down the stairs, and he was like, oh, you can go, and I was like,
yeah.
I was like, you go. Be
Let
going.
me pickpocket you.
Be going.
Yeah.
So, and then also like I have I will let my friend know what hotel I'm staying at.
Sure.
I'll let them know like, what flight I've booked, and I'll let them know like when I get there and what I'm supposed to be doing that day. Not like just check in the evenings, you know what I mean? So if you haven't heard from me, and one of my friends, again my best friend, I constantly always have Find My Friend. Is it the little thing on your iPhone?
Yeah.
So she always knows where I am.
Oh, that's
so
good.
it's just constantly on.
It's just for your safety.
Yeah,
So
it's just something that makes you feel a bit
You
more
can
like.
put it on your Snapchat as well. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. So
I'm not sure about that one though, because
other people can see your location.
other people can see it too.
Yeah.
The Snapchat one's a bit invasive.
It is invasive.
Yeah,
you just directly send your own location.
to that person. Yeah. So we just always have that. So I think I've always felt safe just because it's been like, all right, cool, I'm going to do this today, that today.
The more you go, then the more
and people at the hotels usually, obviously you have to read the reviews, make sure it's not a dodgy one that you're staying at. Hostels are different. So one of my friends actually, she loves going to like hostels when she's traveling,
as well.
and that's a great place to meet people because it's like usually people do it when they're maybe a bit younger, but you're not afraid to slum it. Do you know what I mean? So that's
I can slum it in Africa. I really can in Ghana. But that hostel slumming it is.
Are we sharing it with like strangers?
Yeah.
That's the thing. So you can do different. So there's levels to the hostels, right? There's the hostel room where there's like 8 of you in a room, and they're all complete strangers. And then there's a shared bathroom. There's a hostel room where everyone has their own room, but it's like there's communal areas that everyone kind of goes to.
There's communal places. For me, that's back to university. You know when you had to walk past people to get to your.
I think I like my privacy.
I do too. So I usually don't. I don't think I've ever stayed at
when
hostel.
I travel,
but I feel
as
like
much
you
as I
meet
love
more people that
you
way.
do.
You do. And this is the thing. I've heard people meet people whilst traveling, and then they build this traveling connect, friendship.
Fall in love on holiday.
But for me, I need to experience where I'm going, but I also like to be safe in my hotel room.
Yeah, I agree.
I think then somewhere like you could travel solo, like rather than if you're not a person that likes to sightsee, you can just go to an all-inclusive resort and you just stay at the hotel and you relax and you have your relaxing trip by yourself, like no one there to bother you. You're safe in the comfort of the hotel, you have your unlimited drinks, and you're living your best life.
That's it.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
I mean, that's a great way to travel solo, like as in to ease yourself into it.
I would like that, but I think I will still leave the resort because after a while it might get.
It does get.
I went to a resort in Dominica, and I just after the week, I think I booked a 2-week holiday. And
2 weeks is long.
After about 5 days, I was
done.
I was just done.
Yeah. So, obviously, we know why we all love to travel. We love to experience the cultures and new places and something that's out of our comfort zone normally. However, there are things that kind of sometimes deter. I mean, I know me personally from going to certain countries as a black person.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any experiences where you've wanted to go somewhere and you thought, actually, I don't know how they're going to treat me?
Or you don't feel comfortable
in that certain environment.
I think one of my earliest trips, actually, I went to Morocco with 2 of my friends, and we actually hadn't realised, we found a really good deal, and it's like a 5-star hotel, really lovely, in Marrakesh. We hadn't realised we were travelling during Ramadan.
Okay.
And so we planned to go to the club and to go here and to go there, and obviously we got there and it was shut, and I was like, oh, damn it.
No enjoyment, yeah.
So I think what I realised from that trip in terms of going somewhere and feeling maybe a bit unsafe was that the things that you wear when you go to different countries, you have to be kind of very respectful of their culture, and I always try to be. But that was the first time I'd really realised it, because we were walking just to the market. It wasn't even that far, it was like a 5-10 minute walk, and there were two men on a motorbike, and they just hurled abuse at us. And when I tell you, I wasn't wearing, let's say I was wearing, I don't know, floor length dress, but it was a boob tube.
Yeah, so
my
arms were showing. Yeah,
abuse rained down on me.
Seriously,
what are you doing? Like, it was. I was a bit like.
Morocco's.
Do I go home? Do I get changed? I'm gonna go buy a scarf.
Morocco, to me, is on the list of one of those countries where I'm always side eyeing it, because we were in Morocco at the same time. And we experienced different things, and I don't know what it is about Moroccans. I don't feel like they think they're African. I think there's that aspect of stuff. So we'd be walking in the market, and they'd be like, "Oh, Michelle Obama." Oh,
yeah, Beyonce.
Like, every black person is like, you know, I don't know what
every black
that
person they
is.
associate with the black people. Then
with
Rihanna,
the black celebrities, Rihanna,
and it's like you're in a marketplace environment. You can't, if someone says, "Oh, why didn't you like respond to them?" It's like every one of them is doing it. So it's just a cultural thing where.
You don't, there's no need to respond to everyone that calls you anything in the market. They're trying to get your business at the end of the day. They can see that you're a tourist. They can see you're not from there. Some of them, they think it's endearing, I think, to do the whole, oh my God, Beyonce. And you just have to be like...
Just keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can also use it to your advantage, because that's how I'll go there and collect deals. Like, oh, yeah. Oh,
Beyonce, so give me a discount.
Beyonce, I'll let my manager will speak to you very soon.
You can be calling my manager.
Yeah, and just collect all the discounts in the world. But yeah, that's somewhere that I felt like just knowing kind of the time of year you're going to certain countries, what the culture's like, what the food is like as well.
Because they don't play. This is the
they
thing.
don't. They can be quite strict.
We live in a country where we kind of get away with quite
it's very liberal.
Lot.
It's just liberal.
You know, we do what we like. But other countries, when they say don't wear a short skirt,
they mean that.
Even in Ghana, in certain places, like let's say there was time I was walking with my brother, and honestly we were so tired. I just leaned over to rest my. No, you can't do that. I was just like, huh? That's my brother. No. This is a stranger telling me I can't lean on my brother, because what that looks like to them is PDA, innit? Yeah. So they're completely against that. And that's a lot like a lot of other countries. We have that in Egypt as well. So I think
I can imagine it's very similar.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful.
And I feel like you can't even drink in certain places like this.
Especially as women.
Then you couldn't,
And that's another thing, obviously, not only being black, but being a woman, you have to actually make sure. Morocco isn't somewhere that I'd go by myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go there by myself. It's just not necessary.
Yeah.
But I would go back with friends, perhaps. Again, like, it wasn't the worst experience in the world. I think it was quite nice. Saw Atlas Mountains and things like that. But yeah, just being respectful of different cultures and things like that, as much as you can, it's very important. Because you just have to know that.
Some of these countries are not even, sorry to cut you off, LGBT friendly.
They're not. That's the thing.
And so you go there.
There's a lot of
places,
them that are not. Yeah,
everyone's just got to kind of keep your wits about you when you're travelling, generally, to be honest.
And the other thing I think I fear as well is I always think, like, people ask me, would you ever move to Ghana? And I always say, oh, I don't know about that, just because the law is not, it's not the law in Africa.
You can pay for the law.
Yeah, so I always feel like if something happens to me, will I be protected? Do you know what I mean? Like, if I fall into something with somebody, is the law going to protect me there? Or are they just going to be able to pay and get away with, you know, whatever? So, yeah, I've always had, like, a fear.
Yeah, I don't feel fully protected back home.
You don't either?
No, because I feel like security is not quite there yet.
It's not, no.
Nigeria. I think the thing with Nigeria is obviously there's a huge like wealth gap. Do you know what I mean? You can go to Nigeria and feel very, very safe if you're very well off and if you're wealthy. Do you know what I mean? You can go there and have a great time. You can live well because you have maids.
Because money will pay for that.
Do you know what I mean? Money will pay for that. Then the other spectrum is obviously you can go there and you see poverty and see people begging on the streets, like to a higher degree to what you see here. But I mean, in terms of safety,
I don't think money should buy safety though. I just think I want to
what
be
it is,
safe.
Yeah, because
but
the
even
wrong
in this
person
country,
can
though,
pay
if we think about it though, even in places like America, money and wealth buy safety
To a certain degree.
to a certain extent.
Right, we've still got protection. You know, we can
True.
still sue. We can still get things done without being rich. Yeah. But
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's a basic kind of level of like safety that you have here. But yeah.
Have you ever been like robbed? Or has anyone ever stolen from you whilst abroad?
Yeah, I was robbed at gunpoint.
Oh
in Nigeria.
Lord! Oh really?
Yeah. But yeah, that itself was shocking. And yeah, my phone has been pickpocketed from the back of my jeans. Yeah.
Really?
Also,
No.
I meant scammed. You know, not even robbed. I didn't care. I'm so sorry. Damn, you went what? Gunpoint.
Gunpoint is very scary.
But
it's a real thing in Nigeria though.
Yeah, that was unexpected. But I mean, pickpocketed, I think that's usual, especially for crowded parties.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I went to Egypt, and I remember like I didn't even want to do. The guy approached me to go on a camel, and I think after I got off the camel, he was like £100.
Oh, we just
100
dirham.
whatever
Dirham.
they call it, 100 Egyptian pounds or whatever. So yeah, and I was just like, turned out the thing cost me
You looked rich, so
I looked rich. So he was like, let this fool get on the camel. First of all, he approached me as if it was like, oh no, here you can have a go on the camel. He take pictures of you, not knowing that was his hustle.
I feel like definitely when you go to different certain
vigilant.
countries, you need to like, because some of them will tell you whatever price they tell you divided by 40%.
Divided by 4. Cut it.
Cut it.
Like divided
Slice
by 4.
it. Nah, you have to be so good at haggling.
Yeah.
They will definitely try and mug you off.
Yeah, there's certain places that you don't haggle, but there's other places, marketplaces you haggle.
Any country, even in this England in the market, I'm going and I'm haggling. What do you mean?
100%.
You meet if it's £18. No, sir. Sorry, bring that down to 10. Thank you.
But I'm saying
It's a pandemic.
3 for 1. No, I'm getting 5.
What's like your biggest fear when you're traveling?
Ooh, biggest fear.
Do you ever have any fears when you're traveling?
I don't know. I feel like I'm very fearless.
Okay.
Like I kind of just jump into things sometimes, maybe without thinking. I'm just like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
That's it.
What's the worst that can happen? My biggest fear, I don't actually know. Oh, do you know what? Missing my return flight.
No, see that. I feel like that is for rich folk, because I don't know how you people miss your flights. Missing your flight is for rich people.
No. Missing my return flight is my worst, because I've missed an outgoing flight. When I was going to Thailand, actually, I missed my outbound flight and I had to meet my friend there. I had to stop over actually, so it's supposed to be a direct flight to Thailand, and I ended up having to stop over in Dubai. That was fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, that shook me in my spirit.
How long is the direct?
Direct, I think it's 12 hours. So yeah, 12ish hours. So mine took about 18 because I had to stop over in Dubai. But yeah, probably just missing flights. I have done that like twice.
It's the worst feeling. Your palpitations.
It was just like
you're rich.
Anxiety.
Yeah, because all I can think is, no, my money. There's just no way. There's no way.
I've done so much better.
I'm coming from Brooklyn, but I was stuck on the bridge.
Traffic.
And then that traffic on the.
I
just knew. I already knew.
If I have to sleep in a hotel next to the airport, I'm doing it, because missing my flight is just not anxiety. No, I could do it.
Oh no, I remember actually when I was in Croatia, I went for a festival and it was with my sister and 2 of my friends. The storm that hit at our flight was maybe at 10 in the morning. So many flights had been cancelled because of the storm, and we were on this bridge, and I swear to you, the whole car was shaking. It was 2 a.m. in the morning, it was dark. We were trying to make it was 3 or 4 or 5 hours to the airport. That was one of the scariest things, not actually knowing if I was even going to make it to the airport, because I was just like, I can't really down this bridge. I can't down the line.
Oh no!
What do I tell my mom? I'm dragging my sister on Croatia with me, and we might not make it. She's got these 2 kids today.
All for enjoyment, you know.
Listen, all for enjoyment. But yeah, no, God is good. We really prayed on the day. It was hard.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
So what about you? What's your biggest travel fears?
I I would say mine is definitely racism, like experiencing racism, because I feel like once you just go through that, it kind of ruins your trip. You're just in a certain mood, depending on how bad it is.
Have you experienced like direct like racism?
Yeah, I'll say definitely like the suburb parts of like Italy, outside of Pisa. Did I say Pisa? Pisa. And yeah, we experienced racism, me and my friends. But I feel like the area we went to, it was more suburbs, and it had a lot of like an older crowd that haven't really seen. I'm not really used to seeing a lot of black people. So yeah, we experienced.
Do you know what? So when it comes to racism in different countries, I feel like because I'm so aware of obviously experiencing racism in this very country that I live in, going abroad, I'm just like, it's not something that you should expect, but I just feel like it might come hand in hand with the travelling. It's just something that I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. Do you know what I mean? Which is such a bad way to feel about it. But I remember, like, again, being in China and having people kind of just being a bit derogatory and like, you know, Beyonce, or people coming to take pictures of you without your consent, literally walking up to you.
Are you confirming that that's real? Because I keep so Chinese people are using us as,
because a lot of them apparently haven't seen.
They've never seen a black person.
What I found apparently was that a lot of Chinese people that were in, so I went to Beijing, and a lot of people, I found that they were actually from like the rural parts of the country, and they were also visiting Beijing. So when they're even from, and you know how China is as well, very kind of censorship when it comes to their technology and the news and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how far reaching they are when they obviously you must hear about celebrities, but seeing them or seeing black people isn't something that happens too frequently for them. Doesn't give them the right to, but the amount of times it was like they'd come up to my friend and just be touching her hair, or they would just be like taking videos, just be like following us taking videos.
No, we're gonna fight.
We're in so many family pictures, honestly, because like there was one woman that would come up to us like, oh, my kids, she was pushing her kids to us to take pictures, and it was like, so what are you gonna do when your kids turn 21? And then they're wondering like who those black women are in the picture.
I one time I met a black person. That's how they explain it. Yeah.
No, really, like, literally, really, honestly, it's like that. You're just like, that's crazy.
We had random people take pictures of us when we went to Italy. It was like, oh, can we just take your pictures? And we're like, to do
me, I start charging, because if you're gonna want to take pictures, I need to see some if it means that much to you, like, you're gonna pay for it, souvenir.
To do it, yeah, no, 100%.
So yeah, I always feel like when I want to travel, or whenever I thought about traveling outside Ghana, that I always have this like I don't know what to call it. I always assume that other cultures see black people in a certain light. So for me, before I even go, I'm already on some type of, even when I was going to France, for instance, I was like, I don't know what they think of black people. Like, I'm always a bit wary. Like, have you ever been in a position where you felt like,
Yeah, I feel like some parts of Italy, right, it's like they're prevalent with sex workers, sex trafficking from, some African women. They actually get sex trafficked to certain parts of Italy, and they become prostitutes. So I feel if that's all you see of black women when you have black, female tourists that are coming to your country, they're gonna look at you
and immediately think she must be.
That's the preconceived notion that, oh, she's a prostitute. So yeah, I feel like that would be a horrible experience if you're walking down the road and you just get called, catcalled or a prostitute. So yeah, certain parts we just have to be, I feel like, aware that certain parts of certain countries are not actually used to seeing.
I think, aside from, checking where the best hotels are, the best clubs, I think as a black female, you do need to really, really do your research into actually what do I look like to those people in the country that I'm going to. Has that ever crossed your mind, or are you more like...
I think the first time it crossed my mind was when I went to, again, Malia when I was 17, and that's the first time I kind of had travelled with a group of friends. We were all black, and we met a group of guy friends out there as well, and they were all black. And I realised that, so I was on those scooter thingies, I was driving it, and then one of my guy friends was on the back, and it was like night time, I think we just finished from the club or whatever. I was driving it back, and then the police officer stopped us and started shouting at us, and then he stopped shouting at me. He didn't even look at me. He was just talking to.
Is he shouting in English, by the way?
Yeah, he was shouting in English. He was just like, oh, why are you letting her drive the scooter? Like, both of you shouldn't even be driving the scooter, but to let her drive, like, that's crazy kind of thing. And I was just like, okay, wow, this is interesting.
Wow.
Being in Dubai, I experienced, again, when we talk about in terms of like how you dress and stuff like that, being and I know obviously Dubai has a reputation where it's like, you know, it's great for tourism now and we can go there and you can have a good time, but obviously you can still see in the news that people still do get arrested for certain things or wearing certain things. And I was actually in the mall, the big mall, which is a very, very popular tourist area, and I was wearing a dress which, again, floor length but strappy. And I had a guy approach me, it must have been that evening, I was with a group of girls and we just finished eating dinner, and then one of my guy friends had come to meet me, and so we were having a conversation watching the firework display or like something like that, and this guy, he didn't speak to me, he didn't say a word to me. He looked at my friend, the guy, and he said, "Why would you let her come out dressed like that? Disgusting." Like,
he
how
had to
dare
take to your guy friend, not even to you, because that's literally how they look at women, like nothing.
Yeah, he didn't even say a word to me. He just said, "How could you let her dress like that?" I was just like, "What you not gonna do, sir?"
Disrespect.
It is disrespect.
Yeah.
Like,
I
spoke a little bit, and then I thought to myself, do you know what? There's actually no point.
So long.
I don't know you, don't know me. There's no point in this. My friend was just like, mind your business, get out of here. Who are you talking to? She can dress how she wants. And especially because we were in an area in which like isn't one of the more reserved areas.
Yeah, it's a tourist.
So it was let me be. So still knowing that, you know, you can go to these countries and obviously they're wanting to welcome tourists and they want us to come and enjoy and have a good time. But they do still look down on you to a certain extent. You know, is it because of my blackness or because of my your womanhood?
Sometimes it's both.
Like sometimes it's both. And I think that is a very hard thing to contend with, and like, you know, being in these different spheres in these different countries, just knowing that you might come across someone or something that says something to you, but then it's also knowing how to handle yourself in the situations.
Exactly.
When it came to when I was in Morocco that time, obviously, luckily, the guys didn't physically assault us. It was only the verbal abuse. And it was just like knowing I'm not going to even say anything back because
it's just trying to remain calm
See,
because you're trying to de-escalate. You don't feel safe, so
see, I could give the chat back here, but in another country, I'm just like, I don't even. That's what I say about the law. Like, I just don't know what they can get. There's still parts of Africa where they can flog people to death, and nothing will happen.
No one is gonna.
So for me, when I travel, my lip is like, okay, no problem. You don't have to wear a skirt in your place. I'll just put on my, you know, that's how I am.
I think it's just kind of knowing. It's something's always in the back of my mind, but I don't think I've let it deter me from going somewhere.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. Is there somewhere that you would absolutely not go, ever?
Ooh, not go ever.
Or not go again?
Or not go again. See, I actually had a not so great experience when I went to Ghana for the first time.
Can you cut that out?
Why?
Can we cut?
Why?
Cut that out. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a bloody lie. It's a lie.
Hold on, let's be real.
Finish this story.
It's cool. So obviously, Ghana's beautiful. I mean, even like the weather's great. You know, it's a beautiful country, and for me, I wanted to discover more because obviously I travel in Europe. It's very easy for us to get to travel to.
Yeah.
But I feel like I actually want to travel to more of like West Africa, especially. Like I'm Nigerian. My parents we used to go back home every year, like regularly, and I went by myself with a group of friends, rather without my parents for the first time, and I was like, oh, when I was maybe 20, 21. I was like, this is amazing. This is great. I love it. It just smells like I'm not gonna lie. The smell of the airport is a bit.
It's hot, isn't it?
It's hot. It's rancid. But I was like, oh, it just feels like home.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know, going to Ghana would be a great experience. I was like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go and have a great time. My friend had gotten the flight just before mine,
right?
And I got to Ghana now, and I was just like. They took my passport from me. They were like, "Where's your yellow fever?" And I was like, "Oh, it's here. I've got it." And I was like, "I'll have a picture of it. Sorry, I've left it." And they're like, "No, that's not good enough." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna get my friend. She has it because it's in her suitcase." They're like, "No. You need to do it here. You need to have the jab now." I was like, "God forbid." I was like, there's no way on God's green earth that I'm
Like
getting any
fevers,
kind
you know?
of vaccination in this country. I'm in Nigeria, in any West Africa, even in this UK, I'm not even...
No, but why would I take another shot knowing I've taken a shot?
Go away.
Honestly, so, and it was... The only way they let me go, because they had my passport, was for me to give them money.
And that's all it was about, by the way.
That's what, from the beginning.
No, from the beginning. They just wanted to harass you,
They wanted to. I remember going into the bathroom and like just being so upset, and I was like,
you just landed.
I just
got here.
They told me Ghana was great. They haven't even let me leave the airport. And obviously I was flying by myself. Like, I had got to Ghana by myself. I was meeting friends out there.
Yeah.
So I was just like, really? Like, my first time, this is really, like, my first time flying to a different West African country. I was like, this is my experiences. Cool. That one was now sorted. I now queued up. You had to fill in like the, you know, the landing card.
Yeah.
I have pretty decent handwriting. The lady at the office bit now, the checkout was now like, I can't read what you wrote. Go back. Go to the back. Go to the back of the line.
And like, when you just landed, you don't need anyone talking to you.
Let me tell you something. They looked at you and they said, I'm going to play with her today. I promise you, because they can never play me like that at the airport.
And that's the thing. So that's one of the things that I say. I feel like with certain countries, what I'm realising is that I could go to Europe and be a black person or whatever and maybe have faced difficulties. With somewhere like West Africa, maybe Ivory Coast, I would want to go with someone that is from there.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Your
that
first
understands
time
it.
to other African countries, you should go with somebody that knows they're like home.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that was my mistake, but it's a shame because obviously it kind of, and then I had another bad experience. Oh, child! But and again, it was extortion. Like they just tried.
That's what it is.
And it was the police extorting for money later. And I was with like a group of Nigerians. There was about 5 of us. So, and none of us obviously speak Tree or anything. So they then later tried to. I was like, Lord have mercy, this country. I was like, even in Lagos, they've not tried to come and extort me for money. I was like, what am I going to do?
But they do though.
Yeah, they do to people who look foreign to them. So let me tell you something. There's no way that a policeman can stop me at a checkpoint and ask me for it. Just won't. I'm driving past. The guns don't even work. Like there's no way. So they don't.
Oh Lord,
they
have
don't.
Mercy.
So like they will look at your face and know that yep, I'm gonna eat off her plate today. Like they know that they can take money off of you. Airport, you can carry my bag to my car. You're not getting a dime. Literally, they don't get a penny from it, and they will try it. And the thing is, they're so. And this is the thing I feel like with Africans, like places like Nigeria and Ghana, that customer services thing that is non-existent.
No, they don't have that.
They have tried me so much at
that's not a thing.
They've tried until you raise your voice and reach their madness.
Just want to be. I'm really anxious for flying. I just want to enjoy my flight. Like I don't want to have to go through this right now.
They definitely looked at you.
I mean, if I need to tip, then
tipping is different though.
I'm not even opposed to
it's
when they will carry
Okay.
You carry your bag.
No, but they'll even be aggressive with carrying the bag, and then they'll be standing there like, okay, let me. Now the new airport, they've actually banned all of that.
Oh,
you're not even allowed to tip.
The airport's lovely. Even like
the
airport looks lovely, and that's why I was like, it's such a shame that this was my first experience of it, because 100%. Now I'm just like, that experience in any country would put me off. Like, that's not the welcome I'm trying to receive. For my first time here, like go away. But I've had so many of my friends like just Ghanaians are like, no, come back with me. Like it'll be great. I'll show you a good time.
It's a different experience.
I've been to Ghana, and it's nice.
It's just like being in Nigeria. Like Nigerians come over to Ghana all the time. Like honestly, overnight.
It's less than an hour flight. You know what I mean? I get it.
That's what I'm saying. It's that one little person
that will ruin the experience.
That can just ruin your experience.
Just ruin it. Yeah, it's a shame, but I think I'll give it another go, because like the infrastructure seems just to be a bit more organised than even maybe Nigeria's is, which is what I really like about it. I was like, okay, cool,
What's been like the best experience travelling that you've had where you thought like, oh, can't wait to do this again?
Oh, pick one.
So many to choose
so many different from. No, there's definitely too many. I do like top 3. So just China was an experience in itself, but being on the Great Wall of China, that was great. Just to be like, oh yeah, right, I've seen it, I've been here, tobogganing down like afterwards is great. It was an experience. I'd say with Thailand, went with my friend Sarah and we stayed in the rainforest. And we did like kind of like a glamping experience. So we went hiking, we went canoeing, kayaking. We basically stayed out.
These?
Do you know what? So the issue is with me, I have such a backlog of videos that I'm just.
But when you're having a great time, you ain't got no time.
Yeah, it's true, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the thing. I have such a backlog of videos that I probably should edit and like vlog and stuff like that and edit them. Yeah, one day I want to go through like all my content because there's so much, but I'm just terrible. I just like to enjoy myself.
Yeah,
and then obviously do take pictures as and when.
You can.
I take lots of pictures anyways. It's more like video stuff. But yeah, Thailand, that was amazing. Like kind of just being out on the water, waking up, and like you're in your like kind of tent. It's like kind of a glamping experience.
So
I'm not a huge fan of camping, but glamping.
Yeah,
I'm there. Like being out in the water, seeing like it was great. It was amazing.
That's China, Thailand, and where else?
Lagos, because
this is biased. This whole thing is
Lagos,
biased,
baby.
Okay, Ghana happens to be your worst, and Lagos is in your top 3. This is biased, baby. Honestly,
do you know why? Just because obviously for me, like I was born in like London, but I've been back to Nigeria so many times, and it's just every time I go, it's just a vibe. It's a vibe.
My favourite place to go is back home.
Yeah.
There's not. It's unmatched.
It's unmatched.
There is nothing like it.
The food,
the vibe,
once
the
you know how to get around.
Once you know how to get around,
that's
like
it.
the friends that you've made.
You can't take me to no other country and let me enjoy like I do back home.
I agree.
It's amazing. Yeah. Definitely. Like Lagos, I'll go back. I'm ready.
That's why I would love to do more African countries.
Oh, Lagos. I mean, ideally I try and go every year, but I started uni and I couldn't go last year, which is a damn shame. And then coronavirus is all up in the air.
Coronavirus.
You know what I mean? So I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure about, is it the most sensible thing to do to go back?
But to be honest, Africa's been doing quite well in controlling, you know, we're having it worse here than they are back home. Yeah.
I think it's just underreported statistics. It's absolutely underreporting. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I've heard mixed reviews. Like I've got friends that obviously live out there, and one said, you know, I've got 3 friends that have had coronavirus in the last 6 weeks, and others are saying, no, we're out here partying, living our best lives. So
I think it's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah, I do still think there's much less that you know they've had to deal with than we have actually. What's like your favourite trip, or what's your favourite place to go?
Well, definitely back home. Now that she said it, but I really enjoyed when I went to Barbados. I feel like just the community feeling I got from the country, the community vibes I got from the country is really nice. It's where Rihanna's from. And it's quite small, so it's easy to talk. You're able to get around, and it's easy to talk. And didn't feel like I was back home, my home, but I did feel it was home on some sense, and the food was cheap, currency is cheap.
I love a country where the food is cheap.
It was amazing,
you know?
beach. I just
serene.
I'll say Barbados, but I feel like I still want to do more Africa touring, Africa exploring.
That's the thing. I feel like Ghana's done very well. They've made it very kind of tourist centric. You can go to places and feel like, okay, cool, I can go and explore this and this and that. The thing that I feel like I would love Nigeria to do is just to build on their tourism.
Build on your tourism, because Ghana has done a lot.
There was a whole movement, obviously, this year and last year about going back home and everyone visiting Ghana.
The year of the return.
The year of the return, and they put so much work and energy into letting people. And actually, before they did that, there were so many people who were so oblivious to what Africa actually is.
Looks like. And you even saw all the Americans.
Just like, you know, this
tiny country
of Africa, you know, there's so many more to explore. But I feel like until Ghana did that, people were so close-minded.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like for us, I feel like a lot of us that are in the UK, I think because we are first gen or second gen, we have more of an understanding. Do you know what I mean? Like we know that our parents are Ghanaian, or our grandparents were from there and born there, or whatever the case may be. I feel like obviously a lot of our, you know, the diaspora in America, for instance, it's different. Like they
don't even know where they're from, let alone where their parents.
Yeah, it's just different. Like they're still trying to figure out their heritage and their backgrounds and ancestry tests and all of this. So I think it was great though, because obviously some of them have traced their lineage back. And they're like, oh, you know, we're West African, we're Nigerian. So I think it's great that people are going and visiting these countries, and then it's getting more love, and then we can maybe start to build that infrastructure for tourism to become a thing where we can help Africa to grow and become a tourist destination. And people are like,
I need Africa to be just as exciting to plan and just as expensive to plan as
a Southeast Asian trip.
Thank you.
100%.
Because we've got just as much to offer.
100%.
Yeah, and just as much views, to be honest.
The good weather, the views, honestly, everything, the food.
And I want Africa as a whole to encourage diasporans to come back home, because I feel like that's where that sense of loss comes from, is when, you know, you're proper disconnected, because some might seem lost, but it's because they have no ties down up until their grandparents.
Right. And then that's
Whereas if we're fortunate enough to either be born there or, you know, visit back home once a year, twice a year, you still have that connection no matter what. And so I feel like they should do more encouraging of diasporans coming home and doing things. You know, Ghana did a cultural tour as well, showing.
Oh, okay. Is that the Gold Coast, like where they go?
They do everything. They did especially one for the Year of Return, where they were taking to like the slave
place.
But those are always there to see. It's just that they made it, you know, part of the whole tour.
I love that.
So I want to talk about the logistics of traveling, because yes, it's all well and good. It's great to travel and whatever else, and I know a lot of people want to travel. But for me, I look at it like, okay, I've got 28 days holiday. Some of that is sick day. You know, like how do we? If somebody's watching this wanting to know, like, how the hell is she traveling 3 times a year? Like, can you give us a little background about how you manage to get around?
So I think when I initially started, my first holiday obviously was when I was a bit younger, 17, 18. I used to have a part-time job. I just saved up all my points and I carried my Legacy Benz, and I was like, yo, let's go, baby. Do you know what I mean? My parents were like, no, you don't need to work. And I was like, I don't want to hear nothing, because when I want to spend the money I want to spend on this holiday, you guys aren't going to pay for it for me. You guys do the essentials, I'm gonna handle my wants. And then when I finished university, I got a job pretty much straight away, and I actually work in healthcare. So I was working a permanent job, and obviously you get your 25, 28 days. 25, 28, I can't even imagine how many days it is.
The contract,
So how I would do it when I was in a permanent job was, all right, cool, I have 25 days or whatever. All right, cool. How many bank holidays are there in a year? I'm going to work that. Because 1, I would get double pay, and then 2, I would get a day off in lieu.
Okay.
So I would then do that. I would accrue those, and then I would work night shifts, work weekends. So let's say like I'm hustling. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm working. I'm like, look, I've worked for 3 months. I'm tired. I deserve. I deserve. It's time to go, baby.
So you bank it. You bank the money. You bank the time, everything, and then you
bank the money, bank the time, and then I go. Now, though, I've been kind of still working in healthcare, but I contract. So it's more like if I don't work, I don't get paid. So which is very, very difficult. But so again, I still do the same thing. Bank it. I just work, and then I'm like, well, if I have 3 weeks off, it's okay, because I've paid for everything else that I need to pay for. So I'm gonna just make it work.
I guess working contract actually allows you to take longer.
100%. And the one reason why I'm very kind of in 2 minds about going back to a permanent role is the fact that I've been able to kind of control my hours when I work and how long I have off. For someone to tell me, oh no, sorry, you can only have 2 weeks off because John's coming back on the 17th and he needs that time. It's his son's dog's birthday.
Tell me about it.
No, it's true.
I'm just like, who are you talking to? I'm going. Bye.
Agencies, when I used to go Ghana.
I'm going.
When I was with agencies, when I used to go Ghana, I went Ghana 3 times last year because I can't do it. Sorry, I just need to go.
I can't. Like when I just feel
when you need that sun,
urge carries me. I'm just like, do you know what? I'm gonna have 3 days off. Like,
you literally start itching at your desk. You're just like, no, it's time to go.
I need it for my mental health.
I do. And the thing, I've really been itching. So I don't know if it's gonna be Lagos or it's gonna be somewhere.
How have you managed it during Corona?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been very, very difficult. It's been so difficult.
It has been difficult.
What I've done, I've just kind of So obviously, what I've done now is started my holiday 2021 savings pot.
Plan ahead, yeah.
I've planned ahead.
Yeah.
So I've been like, all right, cool. All the money that I haven't been able to spend this year,
It's okay.
I'm gonna carry it over.
Bora.
everything. So like for me, it's like when I go away as well, I'm like a no holds barred. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't afford that.
Did we just say this the other day? I hate stingy holidays.
I can't.
I like
We
to
just wanna
enjoy like a job. I just want to
just want to live my best life.
Yeah.
Like I just want to, if I want something,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
can
it.
work
I think
for
travel holidays are the worst because you want to take everything in as much as possible. I don't want to be.
You don't want to waste your time. You want to
waste my
explore.
time, explore properly.
Absolutely. So that's my big thing. It's like I'd rather. So coronavirus has been like a blessing in disguise a little bit. It's just allowed me the kind of downtime maybe to be able to be like, all right, cool. You know, next year I'm going to just go even harder than I was going this year, and plan on. And for me as well, there's certain things where like I'm like my birthdays are never going to be spent in this country. Like so,
I'm
single
big on
birthday,
especially if I'm like. I was like, oh, you know, from every birthday from now on, I feel for my 25th, I was like, I want to get myself a birthday gift, and if it's not a physical item, a present for myself, I'm gonna be out, missing. Like,
Can't see me. I feel like that about this Christmas as well. I just feel like I want to be gone.
That's it.
Had enough. 2020,
and I feel that's why traveling does a lot for your mental health, because it must have an impact on your mental health, experiencing all those cultures and just being able to get out and see other parts of the world. I think it's like, it's soul stirring. It's a hobby. That's why it's a hobby.
Definitely
for some people.
Yeah, so basically if you're somebody that wants to start traveling, if you want to see the world, just basically stuck up. And I think logistically it is very hard to do that when you're doing a full-time job.
Yeah, very.
But then, you know, there's agency, there's temping, there's contract work, like you say. So there's ways around it.
There's ways around it. Even if you have a permanent role, I think you just take days.
Wait.
I'm not condoning none of this.
Freelancing.
That's freelancers, yeah.
Or just be really like, there's ways in which like if your company does offer days off in lieu, do that. If your company offers, you know, you can buy holiday with some companies.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's like a good way to do it as well.
A lot of people don't know that.
There's different ways that your like whatever company you work for can offer you different things. But one of my things is also to work for a company, which I did early this year, that actually allows you to travel. So they pay for a lot of, like, when I went, I travelled 3 times this year, and that was actually paid for all through work. So so find a company, if you love to travel, that
can accommodate that, basically.
They can accommodate that. You know, you're going for business, but then I also ask, okay, I'm going for business for 3 days. I'm going to spend an extra 3 days here. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, cool. You're on the weekend. It's 21 days annual leave. Perfect.
It's amazing.
Do you know what I mean? So I can do both, best of both worlds. So yeah, my thing is just finding also jobs that accommodate my travelling.
If you're that serious about it,
to be honest.
That's a good point. So is there any like final advice or tips you would give when travelling at all?
Final advice, get a credit card or debit card that you can use abroad at no extra cost to yourself. I was going to say, Monzo was the first kind of debit card that I got, and I specifically got it because it's really easy now, and I do use it kind of day-to-day-ish now, but mainly because of, obviously, I wanted to be able to take out money like in different countries, Thailand, Singapore, wherever I was going to, and not be charged an excessive amount for it. What I'd also recommend as well, which is a really good idea, is obviously with the pandemic, things have changed, but so I have Club Card like points with supermarkets, and they used to get converted from Club Card points to Avios. So I switched mine to either being able to get, you can get voucher money off food, but I was like turned mine into Avios.
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's do that.
Virgin,
Tesco do that too. And also, if you're thinking about getting a credit card in the next few months or whatever it is, get one that accommodates you getting Avios for spending money.
Right.
Yeah, so I think there is an American Express card that actually allows you, I think if you spend £3,000 in the first 1 or 2 months, you get like 15,000 Avios. Which to me, that's a return flight to Europe.
Literally for free.
For money that you were going to spend anyway. You might as well, do you know what I mean? Like, you got to find ways to make your money work for you.
And how do you find like your bargains? Because you can't be booking full price flight. I know I can't. Spill. We need to know. We need to be on these holidays in 2021. How do you find
I'm a scourer. Like honestly, I just like. Ryanair recently had a 1-day flash sale, and I'm not gonna lie to you, there's certain airlines I wouldn't recommend flying with. I'm not gonna say which ones, but that might be one of them. But if you are not opposed to budget airlines, Ryanair can do I went to Norway. The only time I flew with them, and it was £5 for a flight to Norway. So
were you the one flying?
But with those, there's certain caveats you have to follow. Like you have to make sure you book online, or you might have to pay for extra luggage and things like that. Right. But you just have to scour. So Google is your friend. Also, some of the travel agents can be good, but be wary. Some of them have gone out of business this year because of obviously coronavirus and the travel industry being affected so greatly. But my friends and I are actually looking to start, something to get people that are interested in traveling, give them some ideas and tips.
I think it's so needed. So
I'll keep you guys posted on that.
Yeah, absolutely do.
Yeah, you can follow us.
But I feel like for people that don't travel as much, or for people that don't leave, like me, Africa and whatnot, it will be a good resource. Do you know what I mean? To kind of have other people like yourself that have been and know the good spots and what
teach
to do
them
and what
to ball on the budget on holiday.
Honestly, have a good ass time. I think
that's it. That's definitely one of my things that I want to do. I want to promote people being able to travel and make it easier for them. I feel like if it's not finances, sometimes it might be just a lack of knowledge about where to go and the things to do. So that's why I'm trying to bridge the gap with, ideally, is like people that want to travel but don't know where to start. I can help you do that. Eventually I will be setting up a platform that can help people do that.
Amazing. So you can plug yourself now. Tell us where we can find you.
So my main Instagram page is Lowlah _, where you can find me doing all sorts of travel-y stuff, fitness stuff, day-to-day life, blah blah blah. And then I also have a travel page with me and my bestie, my travel partner in crime, which is called Tripping with SJ. We have a blog as well, which is also called trippingwithsj.com. And like I said, we also do have a platform with another friend of ours coming very soon. So when that's up and running, you can find that on our my pages. So both of them will have details.
We're going to put the details in the description.
Absolutely.
For people to find you.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming to chat with us, girl.
Thank you so much for having
me. It's been really handy. Getting us ready for 2021 traveling, honestly.
Listen, we're coming back.
And I can't wait for you to bring this to fruition, where people can just tap in and know exactly what to do.
Tap in.
That's it. All right, girl. It's been great having you.
Thank you so much, girl.
Bye.
Thank you for coming.
So that was Jemimah on Travelling Whilst Black. I picked up quite a few good things actually, because I'm somebody, like I said, I don't travel outside of Africa. And so
that's going to change.
It's going to change. 2021, we in a plane all day, every day, right? So as you guys know, we normally get our guests to give us some words to live by, and Jemimah's left us with something.
Yep, she said, "You deserve."
I deserve.
You don't know the Mama B song. I deserve.
Go on, girl.
I'm just trying to live my best life.
Yes,
because
honey.
I'm a baby girl. Why not? No, but seriously, why the hell not? I like this energy.
That's the energy that we're going into 2021 with. We are going to get everything we deserve in this life.
Yeah.
Okay. And move on.
Better.
All right.
And you already know the deal.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, and most importantly, share.
Tell a friend.
Okay.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Bye.